Dad's collapsed. While I was preparing dinner, my husband Caden rushed home. What? We hurried to the hospital where his father was taken. He had suffered a subarachnoid hemorrhage. By the time he was brought in, it was too late. His father passed away. My name is Alicia. Caden and I were college friends. We reconnected at a reunion and started dating. We have been married for 2 years now, both of us 32. Caden's father owned a company. Caden had always been learning the ropes under him, but with his sudden passing, Caden was set to take over as CEO. I thought there might be some resistance to such a young CEO, but seeing Caden's dedication, he was surprisingly accepted smoothly. He even got along with the senior executives, or so I thought at the time. A year after Caden took over the company, he came home, ate his dinner in silence, and started drinking. Caden wasn't much of a drinker. Hey, are you sure you should be drinking that much? Mind your own business. But you have work tomorrow, right? Just leave me alone. I don't care about the job anymore. The company's going under anyway. Caden blurted out, visibly upset. What do you mean going under? Things aren't going well? Yeah, they say the company's falling because I took over. With that, Caden slammed his drink on the table. They keep saying I should know better as a CEO, that I should take responsibility. The board always criticizes me. I don't think I can handle it anymore. Caden's face shifted from anger to the brink of tears. Sure, Caden might have his shortcomings. It's natural for a CEO to take responsibility. But from what he's told me, it seems the board is putting too much on him. His father always treated me like his own daughter and helped us a lot. The thought of Caden ruining the company his father started was unbearable. Is there anything I can do to help? Caden looked up, a hint of annoyance in his eyes. Well, you have experience in accounting and a secretary certification. You could be of help, but I don't know if it's cool to ask my wife for help. Is this really the time to worry about that? I was getting frustrated with Caden's indecisiveness and snapped at him. Your father trained you to take over, right? And you're okay with ruining it in just a year? That seemed to light a fire in Caden. We vowed to work together to turn the company around. I decided to quit my job and support Caden as his secretary. Once I started working there, I noticed a significant gap between the older, long-standing employees and the younger ones. Despite the world moving towards digitalization, the older employees were stuck in their ways, leading to inefficiencies and extra costs. When I tried to implement changes, they resisted fiercely, but I stood my ground. But I said, if you can't adapt, you're welcome to resign. I was met with glares, but saving the company was the priority. The reforms Caden and I initiated started to show positive results. The older employees, though initially resistant, began to adapt, learning from the younger ones. As the company's atmosphere improved, so did interpersonal relationships, which positively impacted other areas of the business. We even managed to secure new clients, and the company began to stabilize. A year later, the company made a remarkable turnaround, achieved rapid growth. We have been through a lot last year and couldn't celebrate. How about we go out for dinner for our anniversary this year? Sure, next month is our wedding anniversary. Lately, we haven't had any private time together, but I have been longing for some. But Caden's response was cold. Am I the only one excited? He is busy now, but I'm sure he's thinking about it too. That's what I thought as our anniversary approached. After work, Caden called me over. Maybe he's going to tell me about plans for later. I was foolish to even hope for a moment. Caden, who called me, said something I never expected. You're no longer needed. Let's get a divorce. I couldn't believe my ears. What? Didn't you hear? I want a divorce. Why? Caden laughed at me mockingly. Because my company is fine without you now. You're obsolete. What? You always taking the lead, making it seem like you're in control. I was blinded by anger. So you can quit, finish the handover by the end of the month, stamp this, and you can leave the house too. He then produced a pre-filled divorce application. Is he serious? At that moment, I still felt sad. But in the next moment, that feeling vanished. My new secretary is already decided. Ariel, come in. The door to the CEO's office opened and a woman in her mid-20s entered. This is your wife? I thought she would be prettier, she rudely commented. Who is this woman, my replacement as a CEO's secretary?
Right, Ariel is way better, so I'm not motivated with you. With Ariel as my secretary, I think I can do better.
For some reason, the two started getting close. Oh, I see what's going on. I reached my breaking point. Is she a competent secretary?
Yeah, and as you can see, she's beautiful. If I take her around, our clients will be more lenient. Plus, what's important is my motivation as a CEO.
Just her looks? I couldn't help but speak my mind. Kaden was furious.
That's not the only reason. She's also excellent as a secretary.
Oh, okay. Then let's switch secretaries. I'll quit today, I said, snatching the divorce application and leaving the CEO's office. I must have looked really upset on my way out. A young office worker approached me. Alicia, what happened? She asked timidly. I thought it would be rude to leave without telling anyone, so I told the young workers who were still there about what happened. What's gotten into the CEO? This company was saved thanks to you, Alicia. The employees sympathized with me, but I didn't care about Kaden anymore. Then, one employee hesitated and spoke up.
Could the woman I saw with the CEO the other day be...
Several people reported seeing Kaden with that woman. Apparently, she had been around for a few months. She wasn't a secretary, but a club girl from a place Kaden frequented for business entertainment. So their relationship had evolved into that? The sightings always happened on days I left work early. He would say he had work left or a business dinner. I offered to help or join if it was with clients, but he always refused. Now I understood why. Some employees had considered telling me but didn't want to hurt me with mere suspicions. They decided to wait for concrete evidence. Although they tried to persuade me to stay, I couldn't. After all, Kaden was still the CEO. I said my goodbyes. Most of the executives had gone home, but a few remained in a conference room. I knocked on the door. When they opened, they looked flustered. I noticed some documents but ignored them. I've decided to leave the company. Please take care of things from now on. They simply thanked me for my hard work, so I left. The next day, I quickly found a new place and moved out while Kaden was away. I filed the divorce papers and took a deep breath. What had my life become? I visited my father-in-law's grave thinking it was the end. That's when I finally cried. But I believed I had managed to save his company. It wouldn't go bankrupt unless something drastic happened. A month after divorcing Kaden, some younger employees contacted me. The new secretary was always by Kaden's side but barely worked. She was disrespectful to other employees and had no redeeming qualities besides her looks. They begged me to return, but I declined. Then, an idea struck me. With the skills I had gained over the past year, I could start my own business. I began studying and fundraising for my startup. 3 months later, I launched a new company with one of the workers from Kaden's firm. Other employees soon joined us. Although we weren't stable yet, most were willing to take the risk. We owe our jobs to you, Alicia. We want to help. I'm here because I want to follow you, not the company. So I decided to work hard with everyone. Around that time, Kaden contacted me.
You're poaching my employees.
Really? Your company's in trouble again? I laughed at the once condescending Kaden.
That's because you're poaching my employees.
You are the one who's been using my credit card even after our divorce. You'll pay for that.
What? That's my card.
Busy now. Don't contact me again. I hung up and called my lawyer. Soon Kaden was served with a lawsuit for compensation due to the divorce. A week later, he visited my office.
You are the CEO now? You owe it all to me.
What? What do you want now? I'm busy, so make it quick, I said, clearly annoyed. Kaden then pulled out some documents for a lawyer.
What's this all about?
It's a compensation claim for your affair during our divorce proceedings, plus the credit card bills you racked up after our divorce. It's only fair.
You easily agreed to the divorce and now you're suddenly claiming compensation?
Didn't you know? Compensation claims from divorce proceedings are valid for 3 years after the divorce. You brought the divorce papers and even brought along your affair partner, Ariel. I thought you would expect a claim. Kaden's face turned pale, seemingly unaware of this. Everyone at the office gave me evidence of your affair. On days I left early, you always seemed restless, unlike me who never suspected a thing. They noticed. They followed you and took photos. The dates on those photos are from before our divorce. Kaden looked even paler, but I didn't hold back. And the credit card? You used my family card on dates with her at restaurants, bars, and more. How could you use a traceable card for your affairs? I sighed in disbelief. Suddenly, Caden's demeanor changed.
I'm sorry, I truly am.
Now you apologize?
Actually, my company is on the brink of bankruptcy. Our clients are leaving, and I can't afford the compensation. I need your help.
I couldn't help but laugh. How many times will you run your company into the ground? If you're in such a pinch, why not ask your competent secretary for help?
But Ariel, she doesn't even have a secretary certification and can't do the job.
My laughter grew louder. You said her beauty would charm clients, right?
But when I took her to the clients, she was so rude that we lost more and more of them. Now, only a couple of companies whose older CEOs like Ariel remain.
Huh, figures. Those companies that left you, they're now our clients.
What?
I didn't steal them. It's natural for companies to seek better partnerships.
No way.
By the way, are your company's executives still around?
Well, only the younger ones moved here. The older ones are still executives.
You should investigate them for embezzlement.
Embezzlement?
Yes. I noticed some suspicious financial activities. I wanted to discuss it, but you dismissed me. Maybe now you can save your company? They probably made you CEO because they thought they could easily embezzle. Caden was speechless, but I wasn't just being kind. So you'll probably save your company. Make sure to pay the full compensation from our divorce in one go. Considering the division of assets, you can't afford it. Don't come here anymore. You're a distraction. I sent a dejected Caden away and got back to work. Later, I received the full compensation from Caden and Ariel. As for his company, they are suing the executives for embezzlement, but it seems they will go bankrupt. After all the effort to save it, he lacked business acumen. It made me reflect on my poor judgment. But now, as a CEO, I'm thriving, enjoying life with the hefty compensation from the divorce.